Okay. Yeah. Okay. Last week, actually, no. Just confirm, if you're able to hear me properly.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Last week, we were discussing about the Git commands. Okay. And, we almost created a new branch, and we tried to add it, we committed that, and, we created a new branch in using init command, and we tried to push that complete, local branch to remote, and uh, using commands and also using Eclipse, actually, we were able to commit it, the code. And yeah, so today what we are going to do, we will just create a new future branch, and you know uh, from there, how to shift to a future branch, in an Eclipse. I'll show you those things, and also um, how to commit to the future branch. And once you commit to the future branch, we are going to raise a pull request, and from that pull request, we can merge that code into the main master branch. Okay, how we are going to do it. And also, I was saying, whenever we required to commit or to pull the code, or um, to perform any operations from Git, on Git, okay, in Eclipse. Okay, so we need using Eclipse. Okay, we need a kind of authentication. Okay, that you are the user that accessing the repo. So for that, how to create that, the temporary tokens, customizable tokens. Okay, whenever you commit it, or whenever you do whatever the operation that you wanted to do with Git, so we need that token. So I will tell you like how to generate those tokens. Okay, and this facility is, I think, only like from outside of the companies, but inside of the companies, actually, it would be little different. So you will be using your company login ID and password, instead of the tokens. Okay, so yeah, that's why, I will try to tell these things. Okay, you know it is like pretty much very replaceable, like with your login ID and password. Okay, so let's start then. Okay, yeah, so the one which we created on my demo, right? 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to create a new branch. Okay, find our create a branch. So how I'm going to do it, actually, what is the date today? 14.03. 03 dot 2023. Okay. So I just created a branch over here. Okay. So the branch name is okay 1403.2023. So from where I created it, so I created it from the master branch. Okay. Okay. If you see here, this is my branches. So there is active branches. This is 1403.2023. Okay. Yeah. Let me go back and to the. And now if you see here, I can see two branches, like one is master and one is 1403.2023, today's one. Okay, so let me go back. Yeah. Okay. Eclipse. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm just like I will try to pull the latest branch code over here. Okay. So first I'm gonna go with team. Okay, if I click on fetch from origin, so you will see, the branches, whatever we have, what the branch, whatever we have created newly. Okay, and just click on configure. Okay, now just do a reset. Okay, do a hard reset. Okay, yeah. Now, if you see here, what are all the stages that I have it, like unstaged changes, everything was gone. Okay, and you still see that error. Okay, to put this triple path. Yeah, I'm just removing those three source folders which were not created. Okay, plan close. Okay, Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change these git demo 3 and first demo 3, and I'm gonna save it. Save it. Okay, so I have two changes now, right now. One is get demo and the another one is first demo. Okay, so just adding those to index. First commit into 2020, sorry, 1403 2020. That's it. Okay, and yes, okay, just click on commit. Okay, now go here and click on team push. So when you click on team push, actually it is populating master branch, right? So just try to type in the branch name. Okay, so it is there. Okay, just click on preview and it is going to, okay, so yeah. Okay, so now these are the two files it is going to push it into 14.0, 1403 and 2023. Okay, so to that branch. So if you click on push, that's it. Okay, it pushed. Okay, so let me go back to the branch and just do a refresh. Okay, and if you see here, it's already changed. That commit has happened. Okay, let me change the branch name. Okay, master, and do you see here, it is still having the old commit whatever we had it earlier, right? So let me go back to this. See, so this is the new commit whatever we have it in the branch. Okay, so this is how, like, you can create a new branch, and in the branch whatever the code that you wanted to do it, you can just do those things and commit it separately. And whenever you have like confidence, to confident, like this changes are going to work properly, and that time what we are going to do, we are going to create a pull request. So what is mean by pull request? I told you, like, pull request is kind of, the changes whatever you have done in your branch, you wanted to merge with other changes, like, the master, the other branch changes, like other people changes. So that time actually you create a pull request, and you generally assign a couple of people, to review that code. Okay. And once they approve the code, okay, then you can merge the changes from the source branch to target branch. Like, here in our changes wanted to move from 1403 to the master branch. So let us do that. Okay, yeah, I'm just clicking on pull request. Hey, just a minute. Okay, yeah, if you see here, it is suggesting like 14 2023 had recent push 2 minutes ago. Okay, so compare and pull request. Okay, so if you click on this one, it will ask you, this one. Okay, so what it was saying. Okay, so from 1403 to 2023, it is trying to merge into the base master one. Okay, you can still change them. Okay, you can still change them if you have another branches. If you wanted to merge this one to another branch, yeah, you can still change that. Okay, so first commit, I'm just leaving some comment saying that okay, uh, sample changes for pull request demo. Okay, so you're just create pull request. Okay, see now what I've done actually, I was trying to open a pull request uh, from the branch which we created to master, right? So in that there are two steps I told, like right now I don't have a rule that to that to approve that pull request and then only merge it to the master branch, right? So that rule I can add it. Okay, require approval from specific reviewers before merging. Okay, so that rule I did not added it, so that's why it did not popped up here. Okay, so I can still add that. Okay, so with somebody's name, and uh, whenever I create a pull request, actually it is going to it is going with their name, and once they approve it, I'll be able to merge the pull request. But now I don't have anyone, okay, with my repo. So I did not added that rule so that I can approve it. I can directly merge the code. Okay, so okay, so what it was saying, another one, it is saying that continuous integration has not been set up. Okay, so yeah, we'll see this option tomorrow, like with the help of like GitLab. We will be shifting our all things to the GitLab, and we'll try to set up a project that can create kind of a jar file for us, and it will you know we don't have anything to deploy it right now, but in future classes, actually, when we start working with Spring and Spring Boot. Okay, so we'll try to create a jar file, and from there we'll try to deploy it into the Docker. Okay, so that time I think you will continuously see this this kind of setup. Okay, mostly in the next week. Okay, and for now, just remove just forget about this one. I will definitely touch base when we have that complete jar file setup and how we are going to do this continuous integration. Okay, and okay, so the last one is what it was asking us to do. It was asking now merging can be performed automatically. Okay, so we don't have any conflicts, so that's why it is it is giving this merge pull request. I'm just clicking on merge pull. Okay, and yeah, I'm confirming it. Okay, pull request successfully merged and closed. Okay, so if you see here, we go back now. Okay, now the master is having the same changes whatever you committed from this branch, right? So the two classes, whatever you see it here, will be having the latest changes from this branch. Okay, so Yeah, either way that you can there won't open one closed request. Okay, if you see here, this is a closed request. Okay, now actually, when it is completed merging, actually it is asking, to delete this branch. Okay, why, right? Because the master itself is having the entire, code, whatever we have it under the 1403 and 2023, right? So that's why, Git is asking us, to delete the branch. But yeah, it should be okay. Like, we don't require to delete it. If you wanted that, delete. But yeah, you can still hold that branch, until unless your release is done. Once the release is done, I think, you are good to release, you are good to delete that branch. So when I say release, like, so whenever we merge it to the master or release branches, okay, so how we follow, right? So when we are taking all those examples, okay, I told you, like, we'll be having a master branch. On top of master branch, everybody will be creating a future branches, okay. And once they have done and they are confident enough, to merge that code to the master branch, they will be creating pull requests, and the code will be, in the master branch. So now if you are going for a release, so into when I say release, actually, we wanted to push the code to the production environment, okay. So the production, when we are trying to push it to the production, so what we'll do, we'll create a release branch, okay. So what that release branch does, actually the release branch is our final version for that particular release. Let's say if you are doing for a March release, okay, so you are going to create a new branch with the branch name and, branch type. Okay, so branch type will be always release, and the branch name will be, the corresponding month release, March release or something like that. Okay, so in the release branch, what you are going to do, so the completed code, whatever we have merged into the master, so that will be going into the release branch directly. Okay, and from there you are going to build your project, and the build version, whatever it generates, that is the one which is going to be, stored into the artifactory, and also parallelly it is going to be deployed into your servers, production servers, okay, on the release day. So this is how it does actually for the release, when we go with Git. Okay, let me go back. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so just a second. Okay, so I was telling about, like, when we wanted to commit something from the Eclipse. Okay, so you have to, give the user ID and password, right? So the password is not like, the login password, whatever you're using, to log in the GitHub, right? So the password that you need to generate it, for your repos. Okay, how do you do that? Like, just go to the uh, your profile. Okay, and in your profile, okay, so 1 second. Go to the settings. Okay, so in the settings, you see lot of options here actually. uh, that okay, there is password and authentication. go to the developer settings. Okay. Yeah. So if you see here, there is an option called personal access tokens. Okay. So yeah, go to the classic one. Okay. So fine grained tokens, actually it's a beta version. You can still use it, but yeah, the classic one was very simple. Okay. So if you see here, so there is okay, so tokens classic, when you click on that one, okay, it was already showing a couple of tokens for me, which I have created earlier. Okay, to commit. That's the reason, I was able to commit, and, I was able to do all the Git operations in the using Eclipse. I can pull the code. Okay, so how to create this, right? You have to remember a couple of things. Once you generate this token, initially you can see this token only one time. Okay, so you have to copy paste that token into your local some text, or wherever you feel safe. So, like, just copy paste that one, and once you close this window, you will not be able to see that token again. Okay, you have to delete it. If you forgot to save that one, you have to delete that token, and you have to create a new one. Okay, so let me generate a new token. Okay, I'm just giving some sample name, demo for new token, and you can just give that expiration dates like 30 days, or whatever the date that you wanted to. And if you wanted to no expiration, you can also still maintain that. Okay, the default is 30 days. Okay, and you can choose what are all the things that you can utilize with this token. Okay, and so whenever it is required some kind of authentication, and whatever you wanted to do it, actually you can just select all those things, full control. Okay, or a very basic control, everything you can select it over here. And once you are good with that, right, selecting you know the options from the screen, and then just click on the generate token. Okay, so for now I'm just taking a repo access. Okay, full control for the private repositories and the public one. Okay, and so I'm gonna GitHub and action for workflows. This is also I'm gonna take it. Okay, and this is okay. Write packages, delete packages. Yeah, that should be okay. For now, whatever we are doing, actually we are just performing only the GitHub related task. But yeah, so we can choose whatever we wanted to update all user data. So I'm just taking that, delete repo access, and write discussion, then enterprise audit log, course page, project. Okay, so I have just chosen like whatever the options, whichever I need it. I already chosen it. Okay, so just click on generate token, and it is going to create this generate token. So if you see here, it was saying that make sure to copy your personal access token. Now you won't be able to see it again. Okay, so I have to copy this one, copy it, and I'm just storing uh, code. Okay. Okay. Okay, if I refresh the screen, I think you won't be able to see any of this token. Okay, so the token, whatever you are seeing it here, you won't be able to see it. Okay, so once again, I'll show you that, and that's it. Okay, we are able to see. It says never used. Okay. Yeah, so how do you use it? Like, whenever you do some perform some operation or anything from here, you can, it will request you to use that ID and password. You can still use them over here. Okay. Any questions on this? Okay, if you don't have, yeah, let us go for the next topic. Yeah, so in this week, actually, I was about to cover the agile related things. Okay. uh, like how the company, inside the company, how we like as a team, how we are going to work and what kind of methodology that we follow when we are going with the project delivery. Okay, so there are multiple ways that we generally follow that. The most famous way was software development lifecycle, like that SDLC. Okay, so which was there for a very long time, and nowadays, actually, we were into very much fast deployments into that kind of world. Okay, so everywhere we wanted to deploy very fast. Okay, so to uh, like when if we are going with the SDLC, like SDLC is kind of software development life cycle, which has like around 7 steps that we need to follow, step by step process. And at at the last step only, you will be able to see what kind of code that you have done, or what kind of software that you built it. Okay, so that is where actually the SDLC, one second. Yeah, that is where actually we usually see the SDLC related concepts. Okay, and once everything is done at the last phase, you'll be see the final product. And if you feel anything like something is missing, then you will go back and you rewrite. Okay, or you change the requirement, or you change the code with the help of defect, and you come back again with the new software, until unless actually that phases again, the same phases should be repeated, like design, collecting requirements and design. And once you have that design, you just change that design to a technical aspect kind of design document. So like HLDs and LLDs that we're talking about. And once LLD is ready, you start working with QA, and you start working with the development team, and we create that project. And whatever the project which has been created, it has to be tested using QA. So all these phases, then only you see another final product on your some environment of you see in the lower level environment. Okay, so once our LOB, our line of business, or the users, once they certify, we push that software to production, right? So this phase, like it's a continuous phase and until unless you go to the final stage, you won't be able to see the project. So with this SDLC, actually you are not able to deliver the project very you know kind of if it is an urgent project that we wanted to deliver it, so that SDLC methodology will not suitable for faster deployments. Okay, so there is another 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 methodology that we follow in companies, that is called agile. Okay, so it's kind of agile is very popular. Okay, for the for 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 the faster deployments into production. Okay, and agile is also used in most of the companies. Okay, and how we do those things, I'll just give you one example. Okay, a very real time example, like how we follow. So agile has some certain steps that we need to follow. The first one is no documentation. That is the first one. And second one, it requires a daily status updates. Okay, so what you are doing, what you have for tomorrow, and what roadblocks that you are facing. Okay, so this is like a team structure. There is a team structure. Before that, going to the agile related things, there is a team structure that we usually follow when we are in an agile process. Okay, the first person will be the product owner. Okay, so who is responsible to get all the details, what work that we need to do. And so all these work related things uh, will be having a release kind of thing, right? So for that, actually they create an epic. Okay, under that epic, you will see all the, yeah, you you will see all the, what is that, sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. So under the epic, okay. So there are multiple stories, and multiple stories that we are going to create it. So what is a story, right? You know, the story is one part of the project that you are going to work. Okay. So the story is one part of a release, like one chunk. Just consider it as a chunk. So you have a very big project, okay, that you are going to work on those, and uh, you wanted to completely break that project into stories. Okay, so we learned like agile is very much famous for the faster deployments, right? So the stories, like how do we divide the stories? How do we break those stories from a big project, right? So the first step, let's say you have a login screen, and for to validate that login screen, you need a service. Okay, and that service has to be built on Spring Boot. Okay, and to get it validated whether this login ID and password, you require a database change, right? So you have to divide your stories, okay, into in that way. Okay, so to deliver a complete product within a very short time frame. Okay, so the first one is, we were talking about agile, and agile is having daily status updates, and it is responsible to it is having different people like product owner, and product owner responsibilities, how product owner responsibilities, actually he's going to create the stories, he's going to work with business, and he will be assigning that stories to a scrum engineer. So who is scrum engineer, right? Scrum engineer is responsible to develop the code, or to test the code, or anything related to technical. Okay, so anything related to that, scrum engineer is the responsible. So generally, when I say scrum engineer, developer and QA, both are going to called as scrum engineer. And when it comes to agile, actually there is no developer, there is no QA, so everybody is same. and one is Scrum engineer, and the other, and everybody will call as Scrum engineer. And whenever it is required, to test something, the developer has to shift, back to QA, and they have to quality assure that software product whatever we are going to deliver it, and vice versa with quality assurance team, that QA team. And they also call us engineer. So in certain times actually they also have to code the software product, and they have to test it with another Scrum engineer. So that's how the Scrum engineer works. Okay, so you have to be like a full stack developer, and also you have to be responsible for the quality assurance for the product. Okay, so this is Scrum engineer, and there is one more guy who is going to, okay, there is one more person. Okay, so like responsible for that team is Scrum master. So who is Scrum master? Scrum master is going to take the responsibility to lead the Scrum. Okay, and he is responsible to set up those meetings, Scrum related meetings, and whatever the software that we follow, like there are plenty of products actually in you know in the market. So one is kind of a Jira, okay, to maintain all these stories, and so there is one more product actually, which is from BMC. Did not remember its name, but yeah. So there are two, two products which I worked on. Okay, one is this one, and the other one is the from BMC, but I did not remember that name. But I can tell you. So these are the software, these are the platforms that provides you, work in agile methodology. Okay, so Scrum Master is responsible to maintain the team. Okay, so he is responsible on multiple things, like he's going to monitor how who is who is free, and which person is like mostly loaded with a lot of stories or a lot of work, a lot of tasks. Okay, so he's responsible to find out those kind of things, and he's going to redistribute that work to the persons who are not having enough work on the Scrum, right? So this is one. And he's also responsible to conduct the daily status update calls. Okay, and there are few things that we follow in Scrum, like whenever you update for the daily status, you have to charge your hours, like in the Scrum. Okay, we usually charge 6 hours per day, and 2 hours we will not charge it, because 2 hours actually will go for all the meeting related things, or the general activity that we do regularly, checking emails and everything, right? So those 2 hours we will not charge anything on the agile. Okay, like that board, Jira board or somebody. Okay, but there is one thing that we do, that there is one thing that Scrum Master does. So he is responsible to verify whether we were charging those hours properly or not. Okay, so all these kind of admin related activities that Scrum Master is going to perform, Scrum Master is going to be responsible for that. Okay, so how he is going to monitor them. So there is a Jira dashboard. Okay, so we usually monitor that. Okay, with the help of Jira dashboard. Actually it can it is capable enough to create some kind of Jira, sorry, graphical oriented pictures, how many people charge those hours, how many days they charged it, how many hours they charged it, those kind of related information you will be able to see it on the screen. Okay, using those Jira dashboards. Okay, so you can also customize them. The Scrum Master is Scrum Master is responsible to create those dashboards, and we can see them, we can access them. Okay, and this is how, like very very high level information of Jira. and very high level information of agile. And so when we were working on agile, actually, there is a certain time limit for each deployments. Okay, from starting from today, there will be 2 weeks of time for the first deployment. Okay, so those that the time of this 2 week, we call it as a sprint. Okay, for each and every sprint, that you are going to be responsible to complete the stories whatever it is assigned to you. Okay, so that stories will carry some kind of output. Okay, some kind of output that we are going to deliver it to production. Okay, so this is how the agile works. Okay, and in the agile, actually, we call it as like, everybody is a scrum engineer. Okay, and scrum engineer is always responsible for develop quality assurance of the code and any of the technical related parts that we are going to perform, we are going to do it under the agile. Okay, so any questions on this agile methodology? Okay. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are not only SDLC, not only Agile, there is other methodologies also available in the market. Okay, so that we can follow. So I just wanted to compare between couple of things. Okay, a couple of methodologies. Okay, so one is Agile and the other one is DevOps. Okay, so you can see these are the agile 12 rules. Okay, so I'm going to discuss that, and most of the things I already mentioned in my whatever we discussed just now. Okay, so but there are two famous different methodologies that we follow in software industry. So one is agile and the other one is DevOps. Okay. So what exactly agile can do and what exactly DevOps can do? There are three different things that four different things I always see a difference between DevOps and agile. So agile emphasizes collaboration between developers and product management. Okay. So PO, right? So, but the DevOps includes the operations team also. Like, so uh, when you say the operations team, okay, so you will be able to perform all these deployments and everything to related to the software. So the DevOps develops that cooperation between the operations team and the application development team, so which will be helping us for the faster deployments when we go with DevOps. Okay, so and agile centers the flow of software from ideation to code completion, sorry. Okay, so but DevOps extends the focus to delivery and maintenance. Okay, so agile I already told, like, if you wanted to develop fast rapid development of agile, so we go with agile, sorry. Okay, rapid development of software, we go with agile. And for faster deployments and the connectivity between the people operations and developer, we go with DevOps, because DevOps is going to focus on the delivery and maintenance of that software. Okay, so agile emphasizes iterative deployment and small batches. Okay, and DevOps focus more on test and delivery automation. Okay, so this is like a step kind of thing. So when you complete a product developing using Agile, okay, and you can utilize DevOps, to make more faster delivery of the automation. You can utilize both methodologies in one team. okay, but it will be like little difficult, okay. So either you follow DevOps, either you follow Agile. So we have to decide on top of it, and then uh, there are companies that follows both, okay. So the DevOps is completely focused on delivery related items, and Agile is focused on creating that software. So the input of Agile team will go, sorry, the output of an Agile team will go and act as an input of DevOps team, okay. From there they can build, from there they can build our application, or they can deploy it application, very faster way, by configuring all the DevOps related things, okay. So that's why I wanted to tell both things, like why Agile and why DevOps, okay. So like DevOps is mostly focusing on your operation side, and mostly focusing on the delivery, continuous delivery, and maintenance, okay. So the next one, Agile adds structure to planned work for developers, okay. So that's what I told you, right? So whenever a new work comes, actually it is going to be divided into stories or tasks, okay. So a proper structure will be followed for each and every task and in each and every story. So Agile will, like help most of the work that is planned for developers, okay. So it is like very good structure that we have it from Agile perspective. And DevOps incorporates unplanned work, okay, common to operation team, okay. So that's what it is basically whatever the output that you are going to perform from an Agile team, okay. So that is an input for DevOps, okay. So like you created a software, and that software will be an input for DevOps team, to make to build a very good pipeline, for deploying into multiple LLEs. And this pipeline will be kind of you know kind of an automation, okay. So whenever you wanted to deploy anything, you can just use that automation, and you can deploy it into any of your environments, okay. And it will make your life easy for the production deployments when you have this DevOps automation, okay. So with the couple of button clicks, with couple of approvals, you can directly deploy the code into production. So that is how these two different methodologies work together, and which helps us to deploy the softwares into production, okay. So any questions? Okay. So I'll share this one, this PPT. Okay, so just go through this 12 rules. Okay, whatever we follow for Agile. Okay, and yeah, and if you have any questions, do let me know. If you don't have any questions, yeah, please, we can close this call. Okay, for today, and we'll meet tomorrow with a new topic. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks all. Bye.